Okay, so now you're convinced to open a PERAPlus account, the 401k or the 457b. You want to know what your investment options are and how to set up your investments. Remember, it's not just contributing to these accounts. Once the money's in there, it has to be invested. So you're going to have to set up your investments, and they're going to ask you that when you open it. And anytime once the account's open, you can go in and change. It's your account. You can do what you want with it. So we're going to cover what are the investment options that you have and how do you set those up using the Empower website. First option is a target date fund. These are meant for people who don't understand how to manage their investments or just want to kind of set it and forget it. These are plans where you can put your money and they will basically do the rest for you. It's meant to be a no hassle fund. Put your money there, don't worry about it. So let's say I want to retire in the year 2055. You would select the Para 2055 fund that will reallocate your investments every 5 years until your retirement. So you can see we've got stocks and bonds in here. This is US stocks, international stocks, and then we have some US bonds, some short term tips. So stocks tend to earn more, but they can be more volatile, right? They go up and down. You might see the stock market, right? It goes up some days, it goes down some days, but generally it's going to go up. That's what we want to get those gains from the stocks. Bonds tend to have more stability, but they're going to not provide you as much in return. So when you're far away, 40, 30, 20 years even from retirement, it's not a big deal to have that volatility, that up and down of your account, because we're just trying to get those gains and you're not going to need this money for a while. But as you approach retirement, you're going to need that. You don't want to, oh, hey, I retire next year and then the stock market crashes, right? So what it's going to do is give you more and more of these stable investments like bonds and tips, right? Less stocks, less volatility. So that's what's happening here. You just put your money into this, and as your retirement year approaches, it's going to reallocate that each year. So that's what's doing. You can just put this, you don't have to do anything. It's all automated. It will do this for you. That is what a target date fund is. Although in there you do have other options. Anything that's called a mutual fund, that's all these things, they contain many different securities in a bundle. So let's say you're buying the US large cap stock fund. Cap refers to the market capitalization, so the total value of all the company's shares, right? So when it says large cap, we're talking about very big companies. So US large cap stock fund, you're getting a big group of very large companies in the United States. They put it all in this bucket. You own a bucket of large companies in the US. Similarly, with like an international stock fund, a bunch of international stocks, they put it in a bucket. You can buy an international stock bucket. You can also get a capital preservation fund or a fixed income fund. Those are going to have things like bonds and tips in them, right? That are going to be more stable, but tend to have lower returns, but no volatility. So you can check out all these investments when you go into Empower. This is PERAPlus 401k plan. It's going to look like that. You select it. Down here in investment lineup, you're going to have all your options here, and you can look through all of the options there if you are so inclined, right? They will also give you some sort of investment overview, right? So this is the 2055 fund. This is the target date fund. It's going to give you the glide path, it's called, right? So these are what we're talking about. It's here are the stocks, here are the bonds, right? And it's going to show you as the years go on what that is. Here are the top holdings in that. Here's the old performance, things like that. If you want to look into that, that is available for you. From this toolbar here, it gives you a lot of options, right? You can look through what they are. You can look at performance value. You can look at their trends. They have a lot of options for you if you're someone who wants to dig into those investments. Okay, so it's time to pick, right? They give you options when you want to adjust your investments or when you pick them. There's do it for me, there's help me do it, and there's do it yourself. It's going to look like this, and you can click any of those. We'll go through each one. So first off, if you click do it yourself, I want to do this myself, right? You can rebalance your investments, you can trade specific funds, or you can determine your future investments, right? So future investments is usually, if you're starting off, that's obviously what you're going to pick, right? So you can pick any of those investments that we just talked about, and then you can just give a percentage. and say, I want 70%. This is just an example, 70% to go into Para 2050, which is the target date fund. I want 10% to go into the US small and mid cap stocks. I want 20% to go into US large cap stock. Blue is stocks, green is bonds. You can see that these are stock mutual funds, so it's all blue. So once you set those percentages, when the money goes in from your paycheck, it's just going to be separated like that. It's going to put 70% here, 10% here, 20% there. Right? You can set that and forget it. If that's how you want it, boom, you're good. Just forget about it. Let's say you do want to make some changes though. You can go in, rebalance your investments. You can change your percentages at any time. You can also have it automatically rebalance. What that means is, let's say you had it set up like this, right? 70, 10, 20. Let's say US large cap has did very well, right? So that might end up being 22, 23% of your portfolio because it's done so well compared to the other ones. That might put this down at 9% and 68%, right? So things are going to become a little bit off balance. What you can do to fix that is just ask it to rebalance. What it's going to do is just sell some of these, buy some of those, and now we're back at 70, 10, 20, right? You can tell it to automatically redo that. If you check this box, you can say quarterly, annually, semi-annually, whatever. If you're investing outside of a retirement account, you're going to have to worry about taxes and everything when you do that. But it's a retirement account, so you don't have to worry about taxes. You can rebalance as much as you want. You can also trade specific funds. So, like if you went into a specific fund and you wanted to transfer a certain dollar amount or percentage amount, you can buy and sell specific funds if you want. But if you have your percentages and your rebalance set up, you really don't need to worry about that too much. But it is an option. So, that was Do It Myself. You can also select Help Me Do It. This is through your online portal. We have a number up here. They say that they have free online advice for you, give you some tools, give you some investments, and they'll give you some advice. It says it's free, it says no additional cost. I've never used this, so I'm not completely sure, but make sure that you're not being charged for any of this. They'll give you some advice. You can go in and you can do it how you want. The last option, do it for me, right? This is professional management. So if you're like, oh no, I can't select a target date fund, somebody please do it for me. You can pay an advisor to do that. They're going to be charging you a percentage of assets under management. So up to $100,000, they're going to charge you 0.45%. The next 50,000 will be 0.4, and over 150,000, 0.2. Honestly, these are reasonable prices, but also as you saw, you could totally reasonably do it yourself and even put it in a target date fund. But if that's not what you want, if you want somebody else to do it for you, you have that option here. So there you have it. There are your investment options, and here's how you can select them. I hope this was helpful.